What it do, my good people in the YouTube world? It's your boy B, and I'm right back up at y'all with another one. And as mentioned in my other video prior to this one, Legendary Fight Nights Part 1, I'm about to get into a fight that was classic to me. I don't know if it was classic to y'all, but to me, this fight was beautiful. It happened on March 3rd in the year 2000, and that was a fight between David Reid and Felix Tito Trinidad. And I'm here to let y'all know one thing right now. David Reid, I say this a lot, but David Reid is one of my favorite fighters, man. Straight from Philly. He was 14-0 going into that fight with Felix Trinidad. And a lot of people didn't know about him. But me, I followed this boy's career since the Olympics, you know. He had the droopy eye, but he had a lot of talent. He had a good jab. He threw good left hooks. He threw good right hands. And he was a very skilled fighter. Now, Tito Trinidad is a legendary fighter. He was somebody who fought everybody that you put in front of him. He was a warrior. You know, he was also a very dirty fighter, man. I must say that. You know, if you knocked him down, he'll come right back with a low blow. You know, like a left hook to the body. And if anybody know Tito Trinidad, they know that the left hook was his major punch. And he put many of people down with that left hook. Now, Tito Trinidad going into the fight was moving up. He was actually challenging for David Reid's belt. And this was cool because David Reid, like I said, was only 14-0. And he was showing that he was willing to fight anybody. Now, Felix Trinidad was definitely the bigger name. And everybody was telling me that there's no way that David Reid, they was like, who the hell is David Reid? But I was telling them, David Reid was a beast, man. He was a gold, as a gold medalist, and he had a very good amateur career. And he's straight from Philly, and you know how those Philly fighters get down, you know? So the first round, he showed his immaturity. Not his immaturity, but the fact that he wasn't in too many big fights because he really didn't do too much the first and the second round. And he allowed Trinidad to steal those rounds, basically off of aggression and work rate. Now, going into that third round, my boy David Reid dropped Trinidad, man, with a beautiful right hand. He actually caught him with two rights. The first right was a looping right. Then the next one was straight down the pipe, and down went Trinidad. And if anybody know anything about the great Felix Trinidad, first ballot Hall of Famer, by the way, you would know that he's the type of person that once you drop him, he gonna get right back up and try to drop you back. And that's what we loved about Felix Trinidad. You know, he had a good jab and everything. So after he got dropped going into the fourth round, David Reid had really found a lot of confidence. And he was putting punches together in the fifth, the sixth, and he actually won like a few rounds. And in a few people's scorecards, they had David Reid ahead going into the seventh round. Now, you know, Trinidad got deducted a point for hitting low, and that's what I tell y'all about Trinidad, man. People say something is dirty, but listen, your only objective out there is to win the fight. You feel me? And it don't matter how you do it sometimes. I say, it really don't matter how you do it. And Trinidad was the type that if you hurt him, he gonna hit you low, just to buy a little bit of time. That's a veteran tactic. The same thing as like, Bernard Hopkins will do. The same thing as Floyd Mayweather do with his elbows. These are veteran tactics and holding. People want to diss them for doing this, but at the same time, if you're going to be able to keep getting away with it, whose fault is it? You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. Now, He hit that boy David Reid, and he was constantly going low to David Reid, you know, because David Reid was a fast fighter, and he felt if he was to hit him low on the hips, on the thighs, it'll slow down his work rate. And it actually did, and it worked out for him. And I believe it was the seventh round when Tito Trinidad hit him with that punch, man. Trinidad left hand, his left hook is like a knockout punch, man. It's like, remember Fight Nights back in the day when you used to play it for PlayStation? You know, it's like a haymaker. And he caught David Reid directly on that jaw, tapped it. And David Reid had the delay reaction, went down. He fought back, after that round in the eighth. But Trinidad realized that he could hit him with the left, and he started loading up on his right hands and actually put David Reid down a few more times. But David Reid did show that he had a lot of heart. he went the distance, but he lost. And it was an excellent fight, and it was an excellent night of boxing. Now, this is what I'm talking about in boxing, man. You have nights like this that everyone loves. And this is a fight, if you go back to and watch it, it's going to make you fall back in love in boxing. Yeah. Now, that concludes the second installment of my legendary fight nights. You know, y'all got to rate, comment. Tell me what y'all think, man. Put, like I said before, put some of the fights that y'all think is classic. And maybe I'll do a video on that. Maybe we share common ground. My next fight is going to be Zab Judah against Corey Spinks. The second fight. Yeah, that was definitely a legendary night of boxing. Tell me what y'all think, man. It's your boy B. And stay tuned in to Interlude Radio. Every single Sunday from 9 to 11 p.m. That's on yakradio.com. Like I said, yakradio.com. Yeah.